try adding fractions. We have to make sure that they have a common denominator. 2 and 3 are not the same denominator. So to find a number that they both go into, we can multiply the two of them to find out that 6 is actually their common denominator. And we can actually multiply up these corners to find 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 1 is 3. They would be our new numerators. So if I add my whole numbers, I'm going to get 4 plus 2 is 6. 3 plus 4 is 7. And our denominator is 6. But what do I do if this number, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator? We need to make sure we put it in correct form. I can pull 1 whole, or 6/6, out of the 7/6 and add that to the whole number. So I actually have 7 and 1/6 left. Let's try subtracting. To subtract, again, we need to make sure we find a common denominator. But what happens when there is no fraction here? If I take 4 wholes and take away 2 and 2/3, I can't take something away from nothing, so I need to borrow. I'm going to borrow by making that 4 a 3. In the whole number that I borrow, I'm going to make 3/3. Why did I pick thirds? Because that's the denominator that I wanted. And then I can go ahead and subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1/3. So I get 1/3. What if I had two unlike denominators? What if I go back to having 4.5 and 2 2/3 again? Again, still I want a common denominator. 6 is a number that'll work with both the 3 and the 2. I can change them. To change them, I got to figure out what I multiplied by. That's my dog, Stuart. And what I multiplied over here. So I have 3 and 4. But I can't do 3 minus 4. I'd have to borrow. So again, I can borrow like I did in the last problem, where the 4 becomes a 3. And those 3/3 that I had before need to be added on to these. Excuse me, I want 6. I don't want thirds. 6/6. So that becomes 9/6. Take away 4/6 is 5/6, and my 3 minus 2 is 1.